Alright, we have x squared plus 10x equals minus 24. So as you can see, this is not in the general form of the quadratic equation. So the first thing that we are going to do is to translate this or make this into general form. So you have a minus 24 here. You will transfer this to the other side of the equation and make the whole equation 0. So this becomes now x squared plus 10x plus 24 equals 0. So then we will use this instead to find or to solve the x in the quadratic equation using factorizing. Okay? So again, we will take note of this number and of these numbers here. Alright? So we have 24 there, and we are going to make again 2 brackets. Okay, 2 brackets. Of course, they have 2 x's there. Alright. So we have 24. Let's factor the number 24. Okay, so let's factor out this number. We have 24 and 1, 12 and 2. Okay, so what are the... Okay, 6 and 4. You have 12 and 2, 6 and 4. And then we can have also 8 and 3. Alright, so there are 4 sets of numbers. Alright, so these are our guide on what to write on these numbers here. So it's all plus, similar to the first one, so that means we can write plus and plus also. Alright? Now the question is, which of these numbers here as factors of 24 we can add, the sets that we can add, and it can become 10. So for example, you have 12 and 2, that's 14. 24 and 1, 25. 3 and 8 and 3, you have 11. But this one, 6 and 4, that can be our the number that we need to write on those brackets. So we will not use this, not this, not this, this one. Alright? So we will write 4 and 6. So we are going to check again. You will have x squared, okay, and then you will have 6x plus 4x, that becomes our 10x there, and then 4 times 6 equals 24, positive. Alright? So we will go further into this solution. So we have x plus 4 equal to 0. That means x equals negative 4, or the x sub 1. So one of it is x negative 4. So x plus 6 equals 0. This means x sub 2 equals 6 negative. Alright, so the solution is negative 4 and negative 6. Easy stuff, right? Okay, let's get into example number 4. Right, example number 4. So for this example, we have a coefficient on the term 1 and term 2, you have 15. Term 1 has 6 there, and term 2 has 15, and you have a minus 9 as constant. So You can also say this is your variable for A. Remember that general form, the B and the C. So usually we will be using this A, B, C later on for the next topic. So I mentioned it here because the next topic would be solving quadratic equation using the quadratic equation formula. Alright? So that is on the next one. So for this case, what we are going to do is we will focus on the factoring 9 and 6. Yes, 9 and 6. So because they are at the last terms, okay, so we are going to focus on this 6 and the minus 9 there. Okay, so what I'm saying is that we will factor this and we will factor that one too. Okay, so again, we are going to make two brackets here. Right, you have two brackets. Then of course, there should be a value of the x and the value of the x there. So that will be our 6. Now if we're going to have 6 can be factored out further by 2 and 3. 6 and 1. Alright? So 2 and 3 and 6 and 1. Okay, so we cannot use this, by the way. Why we can't use that? Because again we have to multiply with the factors of 9 here. So it remember 6, that would become bigger numbers, so we might not get 15. Alright? So we will use 2 and 3 instead. Okay, so just make your life easy. Use 2 and 3. Okay? Okay, so we can write here 2x and 3x. Alright, so that's your 2 and 3. Okay, then for this B and C, we will be factoring 9. Okay, so let's factor out 9. Okay, so what are the factors of 9? You can have 9 and 1 and then 3 and 3. Only this, right? So 9 and 1, 3 and 3. Okay, now if we're going to use 3 and 3 here, you have same number. 15 is a bigger number. Okay, so we might not get 15, except if we're going to add. But remember that this is a negative sign here. So 1 here might be plus and the other one is minus. Okay, so we cannot use this. So what we are going to have is this one, 9 and 1. Okay, now look at this. If we're going to write 9 here, and that is a positive sign there, right? So when you multiply 2x with 9, that is 18, right? 18x. And this is 3. It can become 15, correct? Right? So that means you are going to write a plus 9 there in order to get plus 15. Okay, so we will write plus 9. So this is 3x plus 9. So obviously this is minus here. Okay? Now, since it's only 9 and 1, so we'll write 1. Okay, now let's check if our answer is correct. Okay, so using our FOIL method, first, outer, inner, lasts, we are going to check this and see if we're correct. So you have 2 times 3 there, so that would be 6x, right? 6x squared. And 2 times 9, that would be plus 18x. Then negative 1 and 3x there, that would be minus 3x. Okay, and negative 1 times positive 9, that would be minus 9. So that we are going to get 6x squared plus 15x minus 9. So we are exactly arriving at the same quadratic equation that we have at the top. This is not yet the correct answer. This is again the factors of 6x squared plus 15x minus 9 equal to 0. So we can further again solve this to get the solution of the equation. Alright, so this becomes 2x minus 1 equals 0. So you transfer this to the other side, that becomes 2x equals positive 1. So that's plus 1. Divided by 2. Divided by 2. That means x sub 1 equals 1 half. Positive 1 half. Right, so this is your first x. The second one would be 3x plus 9 equals 0. That means 3x equals negative 9. Alright, because that's a plus there. So divided by 3, that means x sub 2 equals to negative 3. There you go. That's your example number 4. And it's just doing similar way as the other ones there. Alright, so it's time for you to do it on your own. You have a book with you. If you have any resources or from the internet, try to solve at least 3 or 4 and try this method for you to have a solid learning of how to factorize quadratic equation. Alright guys, thank you for listening. Stay at home.